That's what I can be.
No, no, you can't. You're not.
I'm whatever Gotham needs me to be. Call it in.
With the DCU looking for its next Batman, many fans are looking back at some of the best versions of the Caped Crusader in cinematic history. And with their reasoning and theories, it looks like another chapter in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy is overdue. While the trilogy wrapped up Bruce Wayne's story, there's a lingering sense that his journey isn't quite complete. In the realm of superhero movies, Batman has seen many interpretations, but Nolan's gritty take stands out as one of the most impactful. Despite its acclaim, the trilogy feels somewhat unfinished, leaving room for further exploration. With recent sequels proving successful, the idea of extending Nolan's Batman saga seems plausible. Adding to the possibility, Christian Bale has hinted at reprising his role on condition. Stick around till the end, as we will discuss that condition as well. The Dark Knight Rises wrapped up Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy in 2012, but it left fans with lingering questions. Beginning with Batman Begins in 2005, each film delved into different aspects of Bruce Wayne's character, allowing him to confront his weaknesses. From overcoming fear in the face of Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins, to battling the chaotic Joker in The Dark Knight, Bruce evolved from a privileged Gothamite to a dedicated protector of the city. However, it was Bane in The Dark Knight Rises who challenged him to truly become the hero Gotham needed. Batman evolved from a lone crusader into a symbol of hope for Gotham, a transformation that culminated in his apparent heroic sacrifice and retirement. His legacy was entrusted to John Blake, who uncovered Batman's secret Batcave and presumably inherited his equipment. The conclusion of The Dark Knight Rises hinted that Blake might assume the role of Batman or perhaps adopt the persona of Robin, a character inspired by the comics. While it provided a satisfying ending, it felt incomplete, leaving Bruce Wayne's journey unfinished. Throughout the trilogy, Batman's trust extended to allies like Lucius Fox, Alfred, Commissioner Gordon, and Catwoman, with John Blake joining their ranks. However, this growth in trust didn't lead to a conclusive resolution beyond Blake's discovery of the Batcave. Before Bruce could pass on his accumulated wisdom, the trilogy concluded, leaving the billionaire vigilante to enjoy his presumed happily ever after.
Batman! Why is he running, Dad?
Because we have to chase him.
Okay, we're going in! Go, go! Move!
Nolan's Dark Knight saga begs for another chapter to delve into whether Bruce Wayne truly internalized the lessons from his trials, and if he can successfully entrust the role of Batman to another. Is Batman a symbol separate from Wayne, or is it intrinsically tied to his identity? The Dark Knight Rises depicted Bruce stripped of his wealth, gear, and allies, yet he persevered, rising from the pit. This highlights Wayne's resilience and skills as integral components of the Batman persona. Another installment could explore the extent to which Wayne's personal growth shapes the enduring legacy of Batman. In the comics, Batman mentors a whole roster of apprentices, including Dick Grayson, who evolves into Nightwing, Jason Todd, later known as the Red Hood, and Tim Drake, all of whom take on the mantle of Robin at various points. There's also Barbara Gordon, who becomes Batgirl while maintaining a relationship with her father, Commissioner Gordon. The ethical implications of Bruce Wayne taking these children under his wing and whether he acted in their best interests spark a complex discussion. In the context of Nolan's Dark Knight films, exploring Batman's relationship with an apprentice could offer a rich narrative. It would provide Nolan an opportunity to delve into Wayne's capacity to become a mentor, mirroring those who supported him, and to confront his own lack of parental guidance. Such a film could unravel Wayne's internal conflicts and growth, adding depth to his character arc within the trilogy's framework. Now the question is, did becoming Batman help Bruce Wayne cope with his trauma? Bruce Wayne adopted the Batman persona as a way to cope with his parents' murder and to fight crime. While Nolan's trilogy delved deeply into Wayne's character, it didn't fully explore his childhood trauma and his ways of dealing with it beyond his embrace of fear in Batman Begins. Other cinematic versions of Batman have progressively become grittier and more violent, but none have matched the depth of character exploration seen in Nolan's films. Ben Affleck's Batman, designed for the action-driven DCEU, and Robert Pattinson's portrayal, still early in his journey, don't approach the resolution of trauma that Christian Bale's Batman achieved by the end of the Dark Knight trilogy. Now, what would The Dark Knight 4 be about? A fourth Dark Knight film would need to focus on Christian Bale's Batman being drawn back into crime fighting after his retirement at the end of the trilogy. The story would require a formidable villain to lure Bruce Wayne back to Gotham City. One option could be a new Joker, continuing the legacy of Batman's greatest foe from The Dark Knight. Alternatively, the film could introduce a powerful adversary whose threat is too significant for Bruce to ignore. A multiversal villain like Barbatos or the Batman Who Laughs could be compelling choices, providing a menace substantial enough to bring Bruce out of retirement and potentially connecting the film to other properties in the DCU multiverse. Regardless of the chosen villain, the core story of The Dark Knight 4 would need to focus on Bruce Wayne passing the Batman mantle to John Blake. Christian Bale's Batman could receive a fitting farewell by training Blake as the new Robin, preparing him to eventually take on the Batman role. This new Batman would differ from Bruce, building his philosophy on experience and wisdom rather than pain and loss, thus providing Gotham City with the hero it needs for a new era of peace and prosperity. While Bale has expressed interest in reprising his role, there is no concrete indication that the franchise will continue. However, fans can always hope for another Dark Knight film to eventually grace theaters. Now, let's discuss the fact that Christian Bale is ready to return for The Dark Knight 4 on just one condition. For The Dark Knight 4, Christian Bale would return as Batman if Christopher Nolan were involved. Nolan, who recently won the Oscar for Best Director for Oppenheimer, which starred the Dark Knight trilogy alums Cillian Murphy, was the creative force behind Bale's Batman. Bale told Screen Rant, if Chris Nolan ever said to himself, "You know what, I've got another story to tell, and if he wished to tell that story with me, I'd be in." Bale also mentioned that he and Nolan had originally planned for just 3 movies. Bale's condition that Nolan must return as well is understandable, given their successful collaboration on the trilogy, which is celebrated as some of the best work for the character, DC, and superhero films in general. At 50, Bale could still have a couple of strong Batman performances left, and his recent role in Marvel Studios' Thor: Love and Thunder indicates his continued openness to superhero films. Another solid reason for a fourth Dark Knight film is the studio's likely push for it, given the trilogy's massive success at a time when superhero movies weren't as consistently lucrative. The box office performance of Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy highlights its enduring popularity and commercial success. Batman Begins had a budget of $150 million and grossed $374.2 million worldwide. The second installment, The Dark Knight, had a budget of $185 million and grossed over $1 billion globally. The trilogy concluded with The Dark Knight Rises, which had a $250 million budget and earned $1.08 billion worldwide. Overall, the trilogy amassed $2.46 billion at the box office, solidifying its status as one of the most successful and influential film franchises in cinematic history. These numbers are enough for a studio to push the movie into production if all factors align well. Well, that's it for today. What are your thoughts? Do you think Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan should team up for another Batman adventure? Who do you think would be the perfect villain to bring Bruce Wayne back to Gotham? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.